Hello, everybody. Welcome to Critical Mass with Peachy Rob. I'm your host, Rob. We got my boy Reno in here with me today, hanging in the studio, and I'm going to bring him in as soon as I'm done with my opening monologue. It is going to be quick. We are going to have open topic today, but I hope this topic starts it off because it's important to me. So before everybody gets all freaked out and crazy over about what I'm gonna say, just hang with it. Sydney Sweeney. I know everybody's fucking tired of it. But you know what? That was an absolute win. We had an unbelievably hot chick. We had ads that harken back to the 80s in that time. She was doing all American things. She was working on that Mustang. Oh, this is my favorite Mustang in the entire world. Well, that and Eleanor. But she gets in and she peels out. And then the whole jeans. She has blue jeans. That to me reminded me of Brooke Shields in the Calvin Klein ad when I was a kid. And it felt like we were back for a minute. Like, oh my God, this is the America that I remember. This is the America that I fight for. This is the America I talk about. This is the American exceptionalism that I'm just all in on. And we have an unapologetically hot chick and a company that just said, you know what? Screw woke culture. We don't care. This is what we're doing. And then, Dunkin' Donuts said, hey, hold my beer. And then they release Sydney Sweeney on Taran Tactical's course and range. And it was just fantastic. It was just a big, huge middle finger to all the woke mob and all the fat, blue-haired lesbians that could never get laid. But then here's the issue. Democrats are like in with one another. They are so like whatever the mission is, they are 100% lockstep with one another. But Republicans, we are the masters of shooting ourselves in the fucking face. So what happens? What do we do? What do? We have to have another win so bad that we dox this poor chick to prove to the left that Sydney Sweeney is a Republican voter, that she's a registered Republican voter. Can't you motherfuckers just take the win? Can't you fucking assholes just look at this shit and go, you know what? Here's the win. We are not going to go any further than this. We don't need to prove that she's registered as a Republican voter. And you fucking idiots doxed her fucking address. Did you want to make it so bad for her that the people in Hollywood, the woke bullshit mob in Hollywood, don't fucking hire her for anything? Do you want her to fade into existence? Do we want lesbians? We want short-haired bull dykes inundating every single one of our Marvel movies? We want the woke agenda in our Marvel movies so that characters are wearing the trans flag? Is this what you want? What, it wasn't enough winning for you that we had a smoking hot chick doing ads for jeans? No. You had to take it one step further. We are masters of shooting ourselves in the fucking face. This just proves it. This is what we've done all along. We just can't take the win and be satisfied with that. We got to rub it in their nose. Like the commercial wasn't a fucking taking the entirety of the left and taking their face and smudging it in a fucking pile of dog shit. The ad was enough. Do we want more of these ads? Do we want to feel like we're watching, network television in 1985 and 86? and breathing a sigh of relief that we're not this woke agenda, the tough women that don't need no man bullshit that we're inundated with in movies constantly. I know I'm fucking tired of it. Perfect example. That Marvel's piece of shit movie. All strong women tanked harder than just about any other movie that Disney's put out so far. Why? Because we rejected it. But look what movie made almost $2 billion. Now, the #1 R-rated movie of all time, Deadpool and Wolverine. That movie did gangbusters. Why? Because the whole movie was making fun of woke culture, and people went out to it in droves. You people just can't take the win. And as far as I'm concerned, the majority of the right are fucking idiots themselves. This is just... I am fucking frustrated from this. When I see all the reports, this poor girl did nothing to deserve the shit that she's getting right now. She knew damn well that the left was going to have a fucking problem, and she's so hot, she doesn't give a fuck. She doesn't care what some Fupasaurus Rex with nose rings and purple hair and a trans flag in the background overlays on her video, because, yes, they're overlaying swastikas on this video. This is how bad the left is right now with this shit. Because it's Nazi propaganda. They're all over the fucking internet doing it. Nazi propaganda. White people can't be proud of being white anymore. We can't say, hey, this girl's fucking blonde hair, blue eyes. She's gorgeous. We can't say that anymore because everybody, we get canceled. This is the whole thing with cancel culture. And finally, it was a breath of fresh air that somebody pushed back and said, did this. And right now, if you're watching, I'm throwing up the middle fingers. I'm fucking tired of us shooting ourselves in the foot. This is why we lose. This is why we've taken it on the chin for year after year after year after year. Because we just don't know how to win. We don't know how to take the win. We always got to find something else to screw it up. And you people, Republicans, I'm talking to you motherfuckers, every last one of you, need to pull your heads out of your asses, or we are going to get stomped in 26. If you don't pull your head out of your asses, we're fucked. You think you have a problem with the few things that Trump's doing right now that doesn't align with what we want? Keep this bullshit up, and you'll see the last 2 years of his presidency getting nothing done. We keep this attitude of like we have to constantly fucking shoot ourselves in the face, that we can't just take the win and be happy about it. You watch what this country turns into after 26. Do better, people. Seriously, do fucking better. Because at this rate, I am worried about what happens in 26. Nobody should have doxed her. We all know. We've seen this for years. We see what happens when you are somebody who is has conservative values in Hollywood. They canceled Mel Gibson for years. Jim Caviezel, good luck. Good luck with him getting anything in a mainstream studio. Him playing Jesus and being a Catholic pretty much tanked his entire career. Now, when The Passion of the Christ 2 comes out, you watch what happens with that movie. But that's the point. Do we want conservatives back in entertainment? Do we want to get rid of woke in our entertainment? Do we want to just go back to a time when we go to the movies and Robert Downey Jr. is just blowing shit up and there's no fucking woke agenda? Well, you keep doing this shit that you did to fucking Sydney Sweeney, that's what's going to happen. We are trying to push back. We canceled fucking Bud. We canceled fucking Harley Davidson. I have never seen the Harley booth at Laconia be what it was. Barren. Nobody wanted to. The second they found out that their CEO wants to change the entire bike culture, and that people that were working for Harley Davidson were going in for trans and gay like meetings to teach people how to be acceptant of this. It's fucking Harley Davidson. We canceled Jaguar. We canceled Target. Why did we cancel Target? Well, because they were selling bathing suits for 6 and 7-year-old children that were geared towards helping them tuck their shit. Yes, that was a thing. So you want to trans 6-year-old little boys, and Target is going to help you do that by making swimwear that does that. And we canceled them. Why? Because we're tired of the woke bullshit. We are tired of being inundated with the globo homo agenda every single day of our lives. Every time we turn the TV on, every time we go out into public, everywhere we go, everywhere we look, everything we fucking hear, it's this fucking woke garbage. And we pushed back on it. And now again, we have one of the greatest ads that I've seen probably in 20 years. I don't know of an ad that was anywhere near as good as that ad. And I'm talking from a red-blooded American man's perspective. And that's what they don't want. They don't want guys that have my mindset being happy because they hate us. We're the patriarchy. Shut up, dyke. Nobody cares. These are the same women that went on a sex strike and said they're not giving it up to guys who voted for Trump. Let me tell you something, sweetheart. We weren't having sex with you either. You can guarantee that I'm not down with rolling my woman over in flour and looking for the wet spot. Bet. This is what we've been pushing back on. This is why I'm so visceral in the things that I say, because I am somebody who does not give a fuck. I have hated this culture. I have hated the safe space bullshit. I have fought back against this the last 25 years of my life. Everywhere I go, it's middle fingers in the air to this culture, this mindset, this belief. I don't care. You can't cancel me. I've made myself uncancelable, because I live in reality. Like in my reality, in real life, outside of this, outside of the show, outside of Spaces, outside of X, is the real world. And in the real world, me being who I am has never stopped me from doing anything. You can't cancel my job. First of all, I own my company. Who are you going to complain to? The guy you're complaining to is not going to fucking listen to you. The guy that you're complaining to is going to give you the middle finger and tell you to fuck off. I don't work for liberals. If I pull up to your house and I see a Kamala sticker on your car, I'm turning around and leaving. Your money is not green to me. So I've made myself not unfuckwithable. How's that? That's an even better phrase. I've made my life into this, and I have pushed back against this fucking culture. But the one thing I've never done, I've never shot my own foot. I have never done something that ends up fucking myself in the end. And this is what we're doing right now here with this bullshit that's going on. Yeah, you may think it's small. Some people may not put as much stock into Sydney Sweeney getting doxxed as I am. But it is very telling of where we are as a party. And if we do keep this up, like I said, in 26, we're going to get our asses handed to us. Thank you guys for listening to this shorter than normal rant. I appreciate it. I want to let everybody know the studio is supported by the 1776 shop, which is 1776.shop. I don't get paid to say that. I do have a vested interest in the studio because they have a vested interest in me, and I appreciate them giving me the platform to be able to say the things that I'm saying right now. So if you want, later on this week, they'll be doing like critical mass signs. Like if you watch the videos, you'll see like Enrique has one behind him that says War Boys. Those signs are going to go live, and I think I'm going to have critical mass t-shirts and hats this week. I don't know. We'll see. I hope he gets it to me by Friday so I can show you guys. But it's just going to say critical mass right here. And on the back, it's going to say man up, fight back, zero fucks. That's it. Simple message. And that'll be there. So I'm going to introduce you to my good friend, Reno. And that's Reno. And I want to say hi to everybody over in the space. We have Shell and Drax co-hosting for me, guys. Thank you so much. I truly appreciate you guys being here right now. And let's open this thing up.
Let me get a little bit of breaking news in here before we open it all the way up. Sean Diddy Combs denied bail. He will remain in jail pending his sentencing. That's it for Diddy.
Wow, they're going to keep him.
They are.
Well, that ought to make some people happy, man, because a lot of people were thinking he was just going to walk. So they're keeping him. That's good.
Rob, do you know your mic is muted, hon?
Is it? No, it's not.
Oh yeah, it looked like it was muted. Yeah, I didn't know.
No, my mic's open.
Copy that.
All right, so where do we go from here? You guys heard what I said.
Who knows, man? Who knows?
I like what you had to say about raising men. Once again, Rob nailed it. You know, we do depend on what is up and coming with these young men. We don't need them in dresses, and we sure don't need them in nose rings and everything else. You know, we need them tough and strong and able to take care of families and this country. We also have Delta Kilo, sir, with a hand up.
Hey, I think Nathan was ahead of me. I am ready if he's not.
I'm so sorry I did not see Nate's hand. Go ahead, Nate.
Thanks. Just for that, I'm not going to bring up drones. I
will smoke you out of this space so fast.
Yeah. So I studied marketing outside of college, and one thing that kind of stuck out to me with the whole Sweeney ad, and take it for what it is, but you know, our mind can't differentiate the difference between clothing genes and genetic genes, given the advertisement itself, how it was kind of put out there, handed down genes. And so I think that's maybe just something I picked up on, and I think it, you know, maybe someone might say it's conspiracy or whatnot, but we are dealing with genetics, CRISPR technology, and the whole COVID thing is still not really addressed yet. And I think, you know, maybe that's something that could be there just as a point to bring up. Thanks.
Shell, if it's okay, I can jump right in. Know exactly what I want to say.
If Patriot Rob's ready for you or doesn't
Absolutely.
have any kind of comment. Okay, go ahead.
You're running the space, my dear.
All right. So touching on what Rob was saying and relevant things, Sydney Sweeney, obviously there was nothing wrong with the ad at all. I'm sure that there have been ads forever at Simplest and in the recent past, which showcased and highlighted beautiful black and brown women wearing whatever sexy form-fitting clothes. No one said anything about it. No one cared. It wasn't relevant. It still isn't. I saw a follow-up video to the Sydney, not specifically the Sweeney ad, but the feigned moral outrage about the ad. Very funny video by some independent media female, very pretty blonde woman at a farm using a selfie stick, bunch of cows in the background eating and mooing. And she comically said, "Oh, hey, everybody, look, I'm at a gathering of Democratic women who are all here to complain about the Sydney Sweeney ad." It was very amusing. I don't know if anybody else has seen it. It was very
No.
amusing.
No.
It was amusing and timely and more than relevant a couple of days ago. Anyways, now, and here's where I'm going with this. This ties into, Rob, what you were saying, how the Dems are in lockstep. I've been complaining to those who I discuss politics with, how they are highly organized in real time to jump up, step out, lash out with all manner of whatever hyper garbage, hyper liberal talking points and narrative, and then really print it. Okay, now moving forward, I actually saw a response to the video that I just described from some liberal black woman. Yes, obviously went to her page, looked it over, confirmed. Yeah, all right. So a notably liberal, probably progressive black female, and she was using Grok to assess the civility or maturity or decency, quote unquote, of the video that this woman had made, the pretty blonde Republican at the farm. The response from Grok was psychoanalytically accurate and harshly so, but without relevant background context. That context being the willingness of the left to present what is obviously honorless and shameless. And worse, we all know that their side, those within their element, the Democrats, the leftists, the liberals, the progressives, and anybody who's following their chosen ridiculous, quasi fake media outlets, they're going to look at things like that and they're going to think that woman was right when she was completely phony and disingenuous. So, closing point, I was in a space last night and I had the opportunity to say, again, what I'm saying right now. Something that's really irking me is how we do our own version of that, as in research teams, speed of research, people coming together, methods. I think Rob was also saying our side, look, maybe we come together here, but I've been around these political spaces for a while now. There is a lot of individualism. Hey, by all means, I could tie that into, the individual man. Man's got to get himself together, then reaches out to another man. Got to get that second pair of eyes, trust, but verify. Bottom line, there is an info war. Yes, I know you all know that. What I mean is the left will come out within hours with an advanced narrative full of highly intricate and impossible to defend against lies. We got to have our own versions of that. People who come together in groups of 2, 4, 8, 10, 20, 50, do massive amounts of research in a short period of time and have really accurate responses. I know it's hard. I know there's a lot of good independent dudes out there, but in my observation, we don't have what they have. And again, that touches back on what Rob said. Microphone off.
Thanks, Delta. I appreciate that. Shell, Reno, you got something you want to say before we go to another hand?
Yeah, man. I
Go ahead.
Listen. I missed the days. I think the whole thing is this is a fucking advertisement. Remember Kmart? Remember when Kmart came out with their fucking advertisements? Their best advertisements ever. And that you could ship your pants. Remember? Oh, I'm gonna ship my pants right here. Then they had I bought my knickers at Kmart. Just it's advertising, and everybody is so nowadays is so butthurt, and I think the left has got away with it so long that they think that it worked with certain companies during a certain administration that was before this one, that they can continue to do it. And we're gonna cave. Caving is gives them what they want because we did it for so long.
Well, I mean, listen, dude, you want to talk about notable companies that probably shouldn't have went woke and did, and they're feeling the effects. If any of you guys have a vested interest in the company that I'm about to mention, sorry, but the truth is the truth, and I don't care about your feelings. If you don't like what I'm about to say, the door is there. Shell will help you on the way out. But Black Rifle Coffee Company sucks ass.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Those guys, when the right needed them the most, they bailed on us. They made their company popular. Well, Matt did, because, you know, chicks thought he was hot and they did all the fucking videos. But they made their coffee company on the backs of conservatives like me.
Mm-hmm.
You're not selling AK-47 coffee to the fucking left. You're not selling a coffee named Silencer Smooth to the left. But what does Evan Hafer do? He donates to Act Blue. This is proven.
Yep.
When Kyle Rittenhouse was wearing his shirt, what did he do? He disavowed Kyle Rittenhouse for doing what every American man should do: defend themselves with their Second Amendment. And even though he was found not guilty on all of those charges in that political climate, they still didn't walk back their statement. They doubled down and said, fuck the Proud Boys and anybody like the Proud Boys.
Yeah, it was all about
And then-
money, Rob.
And then
You
what
know?
happened? They thought that they would start appealing to the left because they wanted to have, a bigger audience, when they don't realize that their shit was never going to sell to them. This is the anti-gun crowd. This is the woke crowd. And what did they do? They rolled the dice and took a chance. And look at them now. Do you know how many gun stores I know here in New Hampshire that threw their shit out and will not carry their stuff in the store? The SIG Experience Center had a Black Rifle Cafe. It's not there anymore. There's a reason for that. Because we actually own this part of the culture. We are the masters of cancel culture. We know how to cancel a brand. And we do it expertly, blah, blah, blah. I just bit my tongue. We do it on a level that the left could never do, because the things that the left cancel were shit that they were never into in the first place and that we already owned. You're not going to get, the left never invested any money into Black Rifle Coffee Company. They weren't buying their shit. We made Black Rifle Coffee Company, all of us that wanted to support veterans, because they did do a lot for veterans. We wanted to support a veteran-owned company that was speaking our language, gun culture. Every single one of their coffees had something to do with gun culture and being a badass man. Well, you know what? Fuck Black Rifle Coffee Company. They
Yeah,
got
and even-
canceled just like Jaguar did.
And even after that, even after they learned that it wasn't going to work, and that their company like tanked, and they're still around, of course, but they're trying to get back into that culture now, and it's too late too late.
Please
You
take
know?
us back. We've lost millions and millions and
Yeah.
millions of dollars. No,
Absolutely.
fuck you.
Yeah, that's why you see their coffee in their
In
shitty
Walmart.
coffee in Walmart and freaking
I was-
7-Elevens and shit like that now. I mean,
Unfortunately for me, the coffee that I drink is only sold in Walmart. So I actually had to go to Walmart the other day to buy coffee. It's a very specific brand of Green Mountain. And I was in the coffee aisle, and I actually saw a fucking Black Rifle Coffee Company in fucking Walmart. And I was like, whoa,
Well-
how low can you go?
what I would encourage anybody doing, and is what I do, is I'm sure in your area somewhere there is a coffee roaster,
Yep.
and that's what I do. We have a very very good coffee roaster here in the Panhandle of Florida, and that's who I buy.
I will say one of the smaller roasters that I've enjoyed, and this is, well, guys, this isn't a promo form, but Beard Vet Coffee is fucking phenomenal coffee. I will sit here and talk his praises all day long. He doesn't need to pay me to do it. That coffee was some of the best coffee I've had, and he sells out constantly. So, I mean, if it comes back, jump on it. But it's great coffee. All right, we got hands. I know I see like 3. I'm sure Sheldon will probably tell me that there's more.
considering we're talking about coffee right now, I'm going to let James Zard cut in line because I know he's going to pop off some stuff about some Kona coffee. So let's go, James.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, I'll cover the Kona side of this, but first let me say that obviously Rob is 100% right, but you can see that the market move for them was actually to get into the convenience stores, was actually to get into the Walmart stores, because they're making a fuck ton of money off of that. And a lot of people think that they've gone down. There's 4 Black Rifle Coffee owned coffee houses here in Salt Lake City. So they still have. Now, interestingly, the one store that they've had to close in the market was in a gun store, to Rob's point. It's like, yeah, no, motherfuckers, you're not going to flip the script on us and then act like everything's fine. So yeah, it was arguably a bad move, but it hasn't put them out of business. But Kona Coffee, yes, I just want to put it out there so everybody understands. It is the most expensive coffee on the planet. By weight, it's more expensive than gold. Okay? Like a little tiny bag is going to cost you over $25 for a little, like the little bag. Okay? I mean, it is expensive, but it is so worth it if you're a coffee connoisseur. It is the best coffee on the planet, but it's also, you pay for it.
I've never had it, but that sounds like Death Wish coffee. That stuff is it's like $21 a bag for a pound of it.
Have you ever had it? It's amazing.
It is. No, it is absolutely.
No, his is $20-something a bag for like 5 ounces of it.
Oh,
Rob,
yeah.
that's the
Oh.
difference.
I mean, the really small bag, Patriot Rob, not your version of a small bag. Like you shop at like Costco, like where
No.
5 pounds is small.
No, I don't shop at Costco.
This is like 5 ounces, bro. It's like you better like put 1 teaspoon in your coffee.
Huh. All
Yeah,
right.
if you don't want to sleep for days, get you a cup of Death Wish, dude.
Yeah. Death Wish is good. I mean, I've been drinking this stuff called Everyday Dose. It's like a mushroom coffee, and it's fucking phenomenal, but it's expensive as shit.
But I would encourage everybody to shop local. That's for everything,
Yeah.
really. That's
I don't disagree with that. I mean, the best roaster we have here in this part of New England that I'm in is in Vermont, and it's definitely worth the hour and a half trip it takes me to get there. All right, Shell, who do we got next?
Oh, as hard as this is to say, Jeff Saucer, go ahead.
Jeff, what's up, brother? You there?
Just at work, bro. The bottom line is, Rob, is there's a lot of dumb people out there that can't even tell what side they're on. So they're fighting like cats and mice on the Republican side, where the Democrats are like Nazis. They vote 100% and they don't fuck around. And the bottom line is when your own people, you can't count on your own people, right? The educated women that vote Democrat, the DOE, Department of Education, and all the Democrats. I understand why the migrants and the drug dealers and the Chinese and the Indians all vote, and the Muslims all vote for the Democrats because they hate our country.
Let's stay on
So they
topic
vote
here
for
a little bit too, Jeff.
The problem is, Shell, is there's people like you that don't back us. That's the bottom line. And I'll yield.
Rock on. My question is though, Rob, where does it end though? You want to make change with this, but they open Pandora's box with this woke stuff. It's like a plague that grows. I mean, how many decades do you think till we see some kind of formative change?
Well, listen, man, it's adopting the attitude of not giving a fuck, straight up. Like we have painted ourselves into this corner that we need to get out of, and the only way to get out of it is to push back on them and everything. Like you have to walk around and say, I don't care. I don't care about your ideology. Fuck you. I'm not calling you by your preferred pronouns. And it's not being mean. People will try to tell you, oh, no. For too long, we have taken the high road. We didn't want to seem mean, and we wanted to be loving and caring, and it's not very Christian to do things like that. I'm sorry, guys. You can argue with me all you want for the rest of the fucking show, but Christian values have not gotten us very far with counteracting the left. Maybe in our own minds, but en masse, look at us. Everywhere we go, we're inundated with the global homo agenda. That's just one of the things. But it's the most prevalent thing, because everywhere you go, there's fucking pride flags, there's trans flags. We're being told that we have to accept MAPS, minor attracted people, as part of this agenda. And I'm not doing that. I am not going to call some dude in a dress a woman. We have to get vocal about this and in their fucking faces, because they've been getting in our faces for way too fucking long. The only way to counter this is that they're so afraid to pull their bullshit that they shut the fuck up, go back in the basement, or hide back in the fucking closet again. That's the only way. We need to stand up and push back against this agenda. And we have to do it loud and fucking proud and in their fucking faces, Drax. That's the only way I see this happening. Cancel culture. Cancel their bullshit before it even starts. No, I am not going to say it's okay that you're reading a book to my kid about oral sex. Yes, take that book and burn that motherfucker, or get it the fuck out of the school. And not be apologetic. Don't go, oh, I'm sorry, but I have to do. No, don't ever say you're sorry for standing your fucking ground about things, degenerate bullshit that you know is fucking degenerate bullshit.
Right, and that's the thing, Rob, is that we don't have anybody to fucking blame for this except for ourselves. Because crazy people are going to be fucking crazy. But if you let them be crazy and let them start off crazy, there's no fucking bounds. There's no end to it. They're just going to add and add and add. And in the guise of, hey, we're just going to let everybody do their thing, we've lost fucking control. But we gave them the fucking control. That's the fucking problem.
What did we do when we were, don't ask, don't tell? All right, whatever, man. All right, whatever. There was a very small vocal amount of fucking conservatives that were like, oh, we're just going to let them, we're just going to let them get married. Why? Because we didn't want to seem like we were bigots? Who gives a fuck? Because, and I don't mean this that I'm saying that the conservatives are bigots. I'm saying that no matter what you do, and it's been proven, at least over the last 10 years, if you weren't paying attention before that, you damn well know the last 10 years since Trump ran the first time, that no matter what you do, no matter what you say, you are a bigot, you are a racist, you are a homophobe, you are a transphobe, a xenophobe, you are all the isms and phobes, no matter what you do. So if no matter what you do, so you guys make it make sense to me, but no matter what you guys do, any of us do, we are going to be that. As long as we support conservative values, as long as we vote for Republican leadership or Republican representatives, you could be, look, we got a half black, half Cuban guy who's the black face of white supremacy. This is how insane they are. They literally said that Enrique Tarrio is the black face of white supremacy. This is some fucking Dave Chappelle show shit. This is how insane the left is. So, going into this, knowing that no matter what you do, if you say that you vote for Donald Trump, and you might be the nicest motherfucker on the planet, don't really care about gay people getting married, you don't really care about social issues, that shit's just whatever, okay? It has no bearing on you, that you're voting from a conservative perspective. You're voting for a conservative spending. You're voting for conservative values in this country that have no care whatsoever about social issues. You're not going to fight against gays getting married or transing children or whatever. That's not your fucking concern, but your concern is fiscal conservatism. You're a racist. You're a homophobe. You're a bigot. You're all of these things. Faced with that knowledge, why do you give a fuck at this point? You shouldn't. Because no matter what you do, you're still going to be that. Unless you switch to their side. Then they'll embrace you with open arms. And it doesn't matter who you are. So I say push back and own that shit. Oh, yeah, you know what? I'm a bigot. Fuck you. I don't care.
There's an old
I'm
saying
done.
is you knew I was a snake when you picked me up.
Exactly. So, yeah, Drax, to me, that's the only way we do this. We push back on cancel culture. We push back on their narrative. We push back on the agenda. And we don't allow them to have any power over us anymore. Don't make you feel bad. Don't shut your mouth. Don't let them silence your fucking voice. But we're not doing that. Look at all the protests. Where the fuck were American men during the Tesla protests when they were burning fucking Teslas down? Listen, it wasn't about Teslas for me because I'll never drive a fucking Tesla. I'll never motherfucking own an EV ever. I don't care if the next administration comes in and says no more driving fucking diesel vehicles. You're going to have to come to me with guns to get me to stop driving my fucking truck. I'm going to fucking do it. Even if I got to try to make my own fucking biodiesel, I'm going to motherfucking do it. You're not going to tell me what I can and can't drive. So it wasn't about protecting Teslas, but it was about the fact that they were burning Tesla dealerships and Teslas down because Elon Musk was trying to do something to cut government spending. And all of the things that they wanted to cut spending on were things that they cared about, that we don't need to be spending our tax dollars on. So where were American men going out there and stopping these motherfuckers from doing it? Oh, everybody was in their house, or they were on Spaces crying about it. But they weren't actually doing anything about it. So yes, Reno is right. This is 100% our fault because we allowed them to fucking steamroll over us. And if that doesn't piss you off and energize you or incentivize you to go out there and actually do something in your communities to make it better, to stop this bullshit, no, I don't think anything will at this point. And yes, we are going to get fucked in 26. Who do we got next, Shell?
We got that girl, Panda Rocks.
Hey guys. Okay. Rob, Reno, everybody, you guys have said a lot. You literally what you just said in the last 30 seconds is why I'm like, sometimes I believe in basic training or some sort of military training for every fucking precious snowflakes in our country. So we can weed out, I don't know, the sensitive from the not so sensitive people, because there is a yin and yang in every situation. And I believe there's a lot of solutions to the problem, but I believe a lot of things are being played by those psyops we were talking about earlier when it comes to women versus men. And the problem is a lot of women do not understand that their emotions are being played upon at all times in every situation. They're being objectified and they're like, oh, I'm so sensitive. Like, you used to call me woman. And oh, by the way, I almost forgot, Rob, when you said women in your like monologue and fuposauruses. Those are my like 2 new favorite words. I'm going to be using those from now on out. In the military, when it's the women's that become those fupasauruses, we usually call them dependopotamises because they literally are just getting married to have children, stay at home all day, and take your paycheck away from you and get your fucking comp in your retirement. Like, I don't know. Somebody tell me who's a man, how much they get if they stay with you for so many years. I used to know that. But yeah, my new 2 favorite words. Thank you, Rob. But yeah, the precious snowflakes. What a lot of people just do not realize is a lot of this stuff is played on people's emotions and they haven't matured throughout life depending on their situation and where they grew up. It's not their fault necessarily, but I think most of them should educate themselves. I mean, I don't know why I would like to just throw a whole bunch of people, oh, you turned 18? Go to at least like a 2-week boot camp, right? No one's going to die from that. And if you die from that, I don't know, survival of the fittest, I don't have any feelings for you. You probably shouldn't become a libtard with blue hair. But yeah, toughen the fuck up. Stop. And all these people complaining about the commercials, I don't know. I honestly think we do cancel culture better than anybody. I think they tried, which I saw that cancel Sweeney or whatever name, Sydney Sweeney, cancel her. But we do it better as Republicans because, like you kind of said, you said both things. We actually do it better. Look at the Budweiser bullshit they pulled. the Target bullshit, all of that shit. We did it better. Not even trying though. We don't need a whole movement to even try. We just did it better. So I'm sorry, but we win at that because we are the majority in this republic of the United States, because we are a republic. Everybody should also remember that. And also just, yeah, I don't know. A lot of our morals and values get lost with how a lot of people are presented a lot of things. And this is also kind of why I think I have been objectified as a woman my entire fucking life in a male-dominated career field. You just kind of get used to it, get over it, but use your fucking power with how you've been blessed with your power and stop being a goddamn victim. Because even when there's victims, things hurt, okay? But everybody can get hurt in so many ways. Male or female, it doesn't matter. Gay or straight. Just fucking own it. And at the same time, though, you don't have to own it. You can hurt, but don't use it as a power of getting excuses out of everything. You have to survive it or you don't survive it. You have to stand up or you don't stand up. You stand or you fall. And it doesn't matter what the situation is. If you don't have perspective and put yourself in other people's shoes, no matter what and who you are, then you really don't have anything of reality. You just become another libtard who's just like, oh, my feelings matter more than your feelings. No, please try to consider other people's feelings, because there's a lot of dynamics of this world, and without men, you wouldn't have the things that you had women, and without women, you wouldn't have the things that you had men, right? We both need the other to survive. We both complement each other with traits, morals, and values and skill sets on a level. Like, our brains think differently from the men. The men's brains think differently from the women. A lot of stuff in EOD, I recognize that a lot. Men can stay on task, like super focused on one task. I love that because that's what we needed. But the women, we're dynamic. We're like, oh, we got like 20 things lined up. Hold on, let's go. But then that means we don't miss certain things that maybe the men did. We work together. And every freaking relationship works together the same way. We're supposed to do that. We're supposed to value the other always at all times. Okay, I'll stop.
Not to mention, us women are pretty good sandwich makers. I'm just saying.
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah.
Badass sandwich maker.
Not the hippopotamuses though. They don't know how to cook right.
Oh, they just came out.
Wait,
with
Rox,
fucking,
you can cook? You can do more things than just cut the red wire?
Oh yes, I can cook. I can make a badass sandwich and.
Oh, you can make a
laundry.
badass sandwich?
And I
At
cut
least you
my
said
own
it right.
grass, I wash my own laundry.
Yeah,
all those things.
All right. Well, I mean, you know, you got to
She
wash your
can't chop
laundry.
the vegetables though, Rob, because of her T-Rex arms. You're gonna have to hold it while she chops.
Well, that's why
I wish
they
you
have
were
these
watching
things called
the-
vegetable choppers.
Rox, I wish you were watching the screen right now. I'm trying to imitate you doing the T-Rex arms. It's pretty funny.
I love you.
I love you too, kid. All right, Shell, who do we got next?
All right, we're going to move on over to your favorite person, not mine, Patty.
Rob, I just wanted to say I think you're doing a hell of a job on today's broadcast, but that happens every time you do a broadcast. So I just wanted to give some love to my fellow host on this network and say I think you're hosting a very nice conversation. I really enjoy it. I've been enjoying listening to it for the last, I don't know, 40 minutes or so. And you're kicking ass and taking names, man. Good for you.
Who
That's
are
all.
you, and what have you done with Patty?
I'm just
Oh,
waiting for
fuck
the
off,
ramp
Shell.
up. I'm just waiting for the ramp up.
No, that's it. I really
No,
don't
thanks,
have
brother. I
anything. That's
appreciate it.
That's it.
I appreciate it.
Holy shit.
Reno's got something to say.
I do? What the fuck?
He just said, holy shit.
He's dark like the rest of us.
I know. You should see the look on his face right now. He's like, wait a minute. What the fuck
The-
just happened? We just
The
entered
fuck,
the Twilight
the
Zone.
fuck did you do with my friend? You piece of shit. Blink once if you're fucking okay.
I know, right? I think that's, what is that, the angel shot?
I know, right?
Patty just gave us the angel shot. You know, the shot that chicks ask for when they're uncomfortable. They walk up to the bartender and they're like, I need an angel shot.
He must have went surfing.
Yeah, right.
Or if you must, I still think you're a cunt, but that's fine.
Yes!
There it is.
There he is.
There it is.
He is.
All right, who do we got next, Shell?
All right, we got that true mega.
Yeah, you almost broke my heart if you were going to call on me. You said that wasn't going to be your favorite person. This is the first time I didn't want to get called on. And it's so great to hear the ladies speak up. like that. I mean, the energy and stuff, and not enough ladies come out and they speak from their heart. That's why they're great salespeople, you know. Men try to sell stuff, but it's all logical, but a woman will make you feel it and you'll buy it, you know. So that's what's great about that. I think we're all basically reincarnated patriots, you know. We right now it's so great to hear. It's like the way she started off was like what she would put out in a tweet, and then she got to speak, you know. We just had a tweet before, but now we get to explain everything. So that's totally awesome. I was going to say the Bud Light too. They lost billions doing that in the stocks or something, I think, or it dropped the cap. So yeah, they should have learned from that. And then I wanted to ask maybe Shell if she can respond to this. Trump sending 172 billion to Europe to aid Ukraine. I guess, you know, you could say we're not sending it directly to Ukraine, but we had all these homeless vets sleeping in tents around LA, and I don't like sending money to other countries. I'd rather solve our problem at home first. That's just what I wanted to say. Thank you.
Well, I'll tell you what, True MAGA, not happy with it, all right, these reach arounds for Ukraine. But I'm also not happy in the fact that he just blocked FEMA funding for American citizens in states that don't support Israel. What does that have to do with anything about America First?
Well, Shell, I think technically
You better break this down to me because my eyes twitch.
Technically it's states that aren't going to support Israeli businesses. You know, states that are vocal.
Same difference.
No, but listen, I'm with you on this. I'm just saying, like, if we're going to get the information out there, it's, you know, any of these companies that, you know, any of these states that want to block or hinder, you know, Israeli companies, or, you know, I think this is bullshit, because we got Dexter coming right now. From what I'm reading, the storm, it's going to hit DC, from DC all the way up to New York, maybe into Connecticut. And they're talking about like flash floods. And obviously New York is, you know, unfriendly to the Jewish businesses because, you know, I would assume because they're allowing, you know, people to walk around the streets talking about putting Jews back in an oven again. But there's plenty of people in New York, the entire state, that voted for Trump. And the people that are going to feel the effects of this are people who voted for him. And listen, and
It's lies,
irrespective,
Rob.
and
It's lies.
and irrespective, and
Look, FEMA just put out, Homeland Security just put a statement out 23 minutes ago. It says there is no FEMA requirement tied to Israel in any current NOFO. No states have lost funding, and
right, but that wasn't what the tweet was.
no new conditions have been imposed.
Right.
Don't interrupt him one more time.
But what I'm saying to you is what he said he's going to do. Nobody said this was enacted. None of us mentioned that it was enacted yet. But the very mention of that, like, listen, guys, I am not a fucking consummate fucking dick rider with this shit. If he does great shit, I'm gonna say, hey, you do great shit. If he comes out with fucking tweets like this or fucking posts like this, I'm gonna call his bullshit out on the fucking carpet. I would do that for any president. He is not above reproach. Sorry, guys. If you want to call me MAGA light or fucking woke right because I said that and you don't want to follow me anymore, unfucking follow me. But the guy is not a fucking god. And I'm tired of this fucking bullshit. I really am. That he can do no fucking wrong.
Yep.
It's bullshit. He's a human being just like we are. He is not above reproach. He is as fallible as any other fucking human being on this planet. And when he makes a mistake, because I voted for him, because I supported him 3 times, because I've taken punches in the fucking face, a brick upside the fucking head for this man, I have a motherfucking right to call his ass out on the motherfucking carpet when he does and says something stupid like this. You're threatening you're threatening American fucking citizens that have nothing to do with the government of that fucking state dealing with Israel the way they deal with Israel. Real human lives are at stake if you cut funding for FEMA. I mean, look at what Biden did during fucking North Carolina. Look at the fight that Chad and everybody else that was on the ground that they had with fucking FEMA to get supplies to people who were fucking dying. So no, I'm sorry. He's not a god. And tomorrow, if you actually watch Patty's show for a minute, you might actually be surprised, and I'm not plugging his shit because he's a fucking asshole. But he has a fucking pastor on there that's comparing Trump to King David. Reincarnated King David. Where the fuck have we gone that we're looking at this guy like he's some kind of fucking idol? He's a human being. And he is doing the best that he can. I will give him that. But sometimes his ego oversteps his mouth and his brain function and says stupid fucking shit. And I don't want to hear the 5D bullshit fucking chess.
Rob, James is running out of time. He's waving. You mind if he taps in on this?
Yep, go ahead.
Yeah, thanks, Rob. First, I just bowed to Donald Trump idol in my garage. I made sure that I kissed the ring. But look, there was something that smelled off on this story for me since the very beginning, and I'm proven right now in the last 20 minutes. It never existed. There was no such tie to the Israeli government. Both Homeland Security and a couple other people. You can look at it 2 different ways. One says the updates have all been in place, so maybe you could say somebody updated the language so that it didn't include it. But Homeland Security is like, this was never there. I don't know what the hell you guys are talking about. No, nobody's ever been stopped from any FEMA funding for anything at all. Yet, let alone the Israeli government. So again, this happens to us all the time. So just James, putting that out there.
Yep, I said that. There was no FEMA funding stopped. It was the threat behind what he said. That's what I was talking about. He shouldn't have ever said that. Just like just calling us weaklings and stupid, because he did call us stupid because we were easily conned. When you say somebody's easily conned by the Epstein hoax, you're saying that you're not smart enough to see through that it's a hoax. So when you call somebody conned, you're calling them stupid. And I'm the furthest thing from stupid. Vitriolic, yes. Angry, yes. But not stupid. And I'm definitely not a weakling.
Well, I think what you're seeing now is you're seeing a lot of tweets coming out trying to do a little damage control on what the fuck he said. And it's all a play with words, right? It's all about well, nobody's losing anything, and well, this, that, and the other. No. That's not what he said. What he said was that this is what's going to happen. So maybe it hasn't happened yet, but Jesus hasn't come back yet either. But he's coming.
According to the Mormons, he came back and walked with the Native Americans.
James, go ahead and finish.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I think I pretty much got it. I think people misconstrue things all the time, and I think Donald Trump sometimes does say things that are, wait a minute, what the hell were you trying to say? Because it doesn't make sense. But just put this in context of what's been happening at the universities, right? Like, all of these universities that have been basically racist. Like, I mean, there's no other way to put it. Like, and I'm speaking as an Asian. We all know about the proven in court racism from all of these Ivy League schools against Asians. So it's not just one singular group of people that have been targeted by these people, right? And so, yeah, I mean, Look, I agree with you. Donald Trump's not perfect, and people that act like that and some 5D chess bullshit is just, they're just as retarded as the leftists. I mean, there is no difference. But I didn't take it personally when he was talking about people being stupid for falling for the fucking rope-a-dope, because I've been calling out the rope-a-dope for fucking years. Like, you know what I mean? So it's like, I agree. You know what? I call my own audience half of them fucking stupid, because they come up and they're like, hey, what about this 5D chess move? I'm like, dude, that's serious amounts of cope. Like, you're on crack pipe status copium.
Where are
Because
the subs, James? Where are the nuclear subs? Damn it.
right, you know, so again, the copium and more. It's like it's almost like they can't get out of bed if they can't fucking have some 5D chess bullshit in the background.
Sounds like some Q-tard shit to
You
me.
just gotta trust the plan, man.
Trump is in a bunker running the country. You fucking Q idiots.
Let's tap
man.
let's tap your buddy Patty in.
All right, go ahead.
Hey, I only respond because you mentioned me and you were talking about the show I'm going to do tomorrow, and the thing about that is that there are what I would call MAGA pastors, and a lot of them call themselves MAGA pastors and MAGA prophets, who talk about Trump as being either, you know, King David or King Cyrus or any of this stuff. And I really don't think there's probably anybody listening to this right now who actually believes that nonsense, because I don't think any of you people are stupid. I think that is absolutely insane and blasphemous, and I think that we probably can all agree. If we can agree on anything, it would be that. Like, you know, Donald Trump is not anointed by God to be president of the United States, but unfortunately, a lot of MAGA does believe that.
Well,
Again,
I think that's a grift.
I'm not saying you guys do.
I think those
And I know
pastors
Rob,
doing
you
that
know.
that's a grift. I honestly believe that.
Yeah, of course.
Absolutely.
Of course. Yeah, absolutely. You know, I totally, 100%. But I think it's something worth talking about, because if we allow the people, if we say, okay, well, we'll just bring these people along because, you know, they're going to vote the way we want them to, and so what if they're crazy? It doesn't really matter. We're kind of like giving credence to this stuff, and we really shouldn't. Like, these people need to be called out for the cultists that they are. And like, when I've said that MAGA is a cult, Rob, you know personally, because we've had conversations, I don't think you're a cultist, and I'm not accusing you of that. But there are MAGA cultists. It's a reality. They just are. And they may not be in here in this space right now, but they exist, and they exist in big numbers. And that's what tomorrow's show is going to be about. So I know a lot of you guys are not going to be interested in that, and that's fine. Like, I mean, hey, watch what you want and don't watch what you don't want. That's what I love about our network, is that we've got a diversity of shows and a diversity of opinions. So, but if you're interested in learning about the cult that's evolved around MAGA and around Donald Trump in the evangelical community, tomorrow's show is what it's going to be about.
All right, thanks, Patty. I got some breaking news, guys. President Trump's administration has just fired the Voice of America director, Michael Abramowitz, who was trying to prevent budget cuts to the agency per Political. He was a Democrat holdover. Adios, muchachos.
What was that last name again?
Abramovich.
Abramovich.
Oh, Vitch. Okay, sorry.
Abramovich,
Thought you
yes.
said Wits. Sorry.
Is it Abramovich or Witz?
Witz.
Witz.
Abramowitz.
No, she was right. She was right. I was wrong. See? That's how easy it is. Just admit when you're wrong.
Okay, bye.
Wasn't that Abramovich chick the one that was like cutting people up or something?
No, it's a dude.
I swear to God, Shell, that's what I was like. Someone's gonna say juice any second.
No. He's talking about that chick that holds the goat head or whatever bleeding. He's talking about her. Yeah. Anyway, are we ready for the next hand, dear?
Yeah. Whenever you're ready, Shell. Go ahead.
Let's roll, Nathan.
Thanks. Yeah, you know, there's a lot of division happening across the board, and you know, I think something to keep in mind is that this some of this is by design, whether it be through the CIA or whatnot. You know, we do know the CIA was behind Iran Contra and ruining the black community within the United States. And there's also been calls just as equally on towards deporting all Muslims and killing as well. So I think, you know, it's across the board, the racism, and you know, cooler minds prevail. But you know, as far as the conversation or topic about people claiming Trump is the new King David or whatnot, you know, I think there's possibly a larger theme at play because Israel is, you know, they have the red heifers, and then there's discussions about a new temple being built. Interesting times we live in. Interesting times.
Very
Well,
true, Nate.
y'all
Very
gonna
true.
y'all gonna get me started. Y'all gonna get me started down a rabbit hole.
Don't go down the
Please
rabbit
stop.
hole right now. We got a
Please
lot of hands.
stop.
Let's get through these hands, bro.
Yeah, we're gonna roll over to Buckster.
Oh shit! It's my wet nurse. Oh no!
That's right. What's going on?
Buck? Before you go,
Rob,
listen,
Shell, Drax.
guys. Listen, I was in the hospital again last night with the kidney stone, right? So I finally passed it. So Buck calls me, right? And no, I'm good. I'm good. Seriously, I'm good. Buck calls me as I'm laying there, and they're discharging me, and he is literally fucking giving the goddamn nurse the 9th degree, asking her every goddamn question. Are you gonna make sure this? And then and I'm like, wait, what the fuck is going on here, bro? And I looked at her as soon as I hung up the phone with him. I looked at her. I said, "We're not together like that, by the way, just to let you know." But you know
That's
what,
good
dude?
looking out right
All
there.
I did
Brother,
was
listen.
I told her that we were brothers.
Yes.
And so she thinks I'm your brother,
Yeah,
like real
no,
brother.
but seriously, I want to publicly thank you for the fucking call, keeping me awake on the way home, bro. I do appreciate it, man. That's that's what brothers are for. I got nothing but respect for you, bro. I'd like to bust your balls, but I thought it was pretty funny, the fucking the level of shit you were giving the nurse. It was great. Go ahead, bro.
Hey, I'm glad to do it, bro. Glad to do it. So anyways, I just wanted to address especially Patty. So yeah, I am 100% cultist. Trump's been anointed by God to lead this country.
Oh,
And
God,
you just
Buck.
have to deal with it. You can't cry about it. You got to deal with it. I mean, you know, he turned his head at the perfect second so that bullet didn't blow off his brain, you know, blow his heads off. So yeah, he's anointed by God, and you just got to get used to it and accept it. And don't worry, because I pray enough for all of you, Patty, Democrats, because talk about anointed by God. I don't hear you talking about how they were talking about brain dead Biden being okay or crash Kamala. I mean, you know, do a show about that, brother. Do a show about how bad they were. You know, at least Trump's getting something done. Yeah, he makes mistakes. And Rob, you know, geez, come on, man. Don't be a puss because he smacked you in the face and said, you guys are falling for something. I mean, we might have been falling for it. We don't know. We'll find out. But yeah, I don't sweat that. I think he's playing a game because unfortunately, Rob, you and I have talked about this in detail. That is the playing field. It doesn't make it right. It doesn't mean I like it. But yeah, you got to play games with these assholes because they're always trying to fake you out, dodge, duck. I mean, look what they're doing right now. Schumer is just delaying recess appointments that he knows he can't stop. So he's just delaying it just to be a prick. And how does that help the American people? It doesn't. You don't have to agree with it, but the Republicans don't stand in the way like this. They don't. They don't play these stupid games. Maybe I don't like it when they don't play these stupid games, but they don't. They follow the rules. The Democrats are always the one trying to change the rules. So now they're going to get smacked in the face, and I'm happy to see it. So God bless St. Trump.
This motherfucker.
And Patty, it's okay, brother. You know, he's gonna bless you too. You're gonna be so happy with all the winning. It is gonna make you cry.
I mean, since he said, I don't normally open the mic without permission, but since he addressed me, can I respond to that? Is that all right, Shell and Rob? Like,
I'll
I
allow
won't
it. I'll
Okay.
allow it.
You may,
All
my
right,
brother. Come on, bring it to me because I know you're gonna be saved.
Okay. But first of all, as someone who grew up in a very Christian household, I think I'm more versed on the Bible than most are. And you know, okay, you may have different interpretations of it, but the idea that somebody is the reincarnation of anybody is antithetical to Christianity, because we don't believe in that in Christianity. We don't believe in reincarnation. That's nonsense. Okay. So the idea that somebody would be King David is actual blasphemy. It's actual ridiculous blasphemy. And to believe that this man who could give less than a shit about Christianity or the Bible, and who has never read a single verse, let alone a page of the Bible, to assign him to some sort of like, appointed, you think he's anointed and appointed by God? That is absolute ridiculous nonsense. This man doesn't give a damn about religion or anything but his own ego. And even if you think that he's a good president, the idea that he's a fucking Christian is so silly that I'm not sure you understand Christianity at all. And maybe you're not so much of a Christian.
Well, all right. So then let's go back on that thought for a second. So I never said that he was King David, but I did say he was anointed by God to do this. Did you believe in Jesus Christ?
What
Patty,
do you mean?
do you believe in Jesus Christ?
How do you mean? Do I believe in Jesus Christ?
Answer the question. It's yes or no.
No,
Do you believe in Jesus?
I believe Jesus Christ existed. I believe Jesus was a really awesome person who, if you follow, is a really good example. Do I believe he was the Son of God? Absolutely not, because I'm an atheist.
Okay, so then you're more of an atheist then. You're not really
No, I'm
a
an
Christian.
atheist, straight up atheist. Yeah.
Okay, so that's okay, because the rest of us can pray enough to still save your soul, as lost as it is. You don't have to worry about it. But saying Donald Trump doesn't believe in Christianity is like saying that you're not white. You know, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't compute. The man walked across the street with the Bible. The man made sure a church was saved. He goes to church. He prays. He's bringing God back into this country. And there's been a
When
giant.
did he pray? When did he pray?
Whoa, whoa,
He
whoa,
pray.
whoa.
He goes to church every
Whoa.
week.
Whoa, Patty. Whoa, let me tell you something. Even in 2020, when he exited on January 20th, all right, or January 21. I mean, yeah. So he went to the Air Force Base to take his last ride on Air Force One. When he spoke there, he even said, people always tell him that he's the most famous person in the world. And he says, no, I'm not. And they said, well, who do you think is? He said, Jesus Christ. And he said, we're going to need God for this one. Out of his own mouth. It's clipped. It's on film. You can't deny that he believes in God. You can't deny that he believes in Jesus Christ. You can't deny that he's a Christian. And I believe he's a believer, and so is his wife. Well, that's because you're a dipshit.
Do you deny? Well, that's a fact. But do you deny that Barack Obama is a Christian?
I do.
Okay, and why?
Because he swore in on the Quran, not the Bible.
There you go.
That's not true.
That's 100% true.
It is true.
No,
It's
it isn't
interesting.
true.
100% true.
No, it isn't true.
100% true.
That's a really easy thing to prove. He swore in on a Bible.
No, he
not
didn't. It
swear
was
in
the
on
Quran.
Okay,
It was the
show
Quran.
me where that's true. That's
Okay.
nonsense. Do you think Joe Biden is a Christian?
I think Joe Biden is brain dead and doesn't know who he is. And if he was truly a Christian, he wouldn't be sniffing little girls' hairs all the time.
Okay.
He wouldn't have taken a shower with his daughter.
Both Joe Biden and Barack Obama swore in on a Christian Bible. They both did. Barack Obama went to the same Christian church for 20 years. I remember Sean Hannity complaining about the pastor.
You mean the radical guy?
Yeah, well, you know what? He went to a Christian church in Chicago for 20 fucking
I mean, they
years.
might as well
And
hand
then
it
he
out some
swore in
poisoned
on a
Kool-Aid.
Christian
Dude.
Bible. Barack Obama did not swear in on a Quran. That is not true. It's
It's 100% true.
Okay, we're
No,
not
it
going to
isn't.
make
Well,
this
show
the
me where it is.
We're not going to
Show
make
me
this
the
the
video
Pat
where
show.
he.
I will show you where it is, Patty. It's okay. But listen, you're a lost soul, and we will save you anyway. I promise.
No, I didn't want to make this a big thing, but apparently it has to be.
We're
Because
going to go back to
that's
Rob
just-
now, Patty, because
Yeah,
this
that's
is
fine.
his
That's
show.
fine. You're right.
Thank you.
You're right. No problem.
I know we have more hands, Sheldon. Let's go to the hands.
James R., jump in there.
Well, far be it for the cussing pirate to be the one to bring this to true Christian values and not make ridiculous statements. But the first main overwhelming tenet of Christianity is judge not, lest ye be judged. It's not for us to determine what your faith is, his faith is, the guy next to us faith is. It's for them. It's a relationship for them to define. So if someone defines themselves to me as a Christian, I accept it at face value. Plain and simple. Because it's not for me to judge them on their faith. What is for me to judge, though, is how they step on, shit on, disgrace, or otherwise condemn Christians. That is a temporal thing, though. That is a political thing. So when I see people that are doing all they can to embrace God, to help God, to lift God up, and to lift Christianity up, that's good. When I see people take steps to put the church under the state's authority through 501c3s, Barack Obama. When I see people literally say, if you say the wrong thing from the pulpit, we'll remove that tax-exempt status from you. Yeah, those are all anti-Christian actions, anti-Christian steps, anti-Christian faith. See, the left has loved to try to weaponize Christianity against us and try to say things like, oh, you just should turn the other cheek. Isn't that what Jesus says? Yeah, Jesus also flipped a whole lot of fucking tables over and started bar fights, you stupid fuck. So get it right. Like, understand what Christianity is before you disgrace it.
Yeah, he also chased the money changers out and the cows
With a whip.
with a whip. So
Who were those guys?
Yeah, and Barack Obama swore on the 1861 Lincoln Bible. That's so go ahead and look it up. I'm just saying, I don't mean to interrupt, but that's it. The 1861 Lincoln Bible is what Barack Obama used to swear in. So as soon as you're ready to admit that you lied about that stuff or you were dead wrong, you can knock yourself out, but that's true.
Was that his first term or his second?
That was his first term.
What about his second? Look that up for me, Patty. That'll give you something to do. All
I'm
right,
going to look
Adam,
it
let's
up
roll.
and I'll talk to you in a
Adam.
Sorry, Patty was talking over you. I couldn't hear. Yeah, I thought you called me. I just wasn't certain. Yeah, as far as trusting any plan, I only trust God's plan, and whatever God does work through us all, if you allow Him to, that's what I think. Everybody could be a conduit for God. You could do God's work. But as far as any plan, that's the only plan I trust. Do I think President Trump went into office without having a plan? That would be a ridiculous statement to make, especially considering everything he's faced over the past 8 years. I think he does have a plan, but I don't know what it is. But I do trust God's plan. That's all I'll say.
Yep. Same Bible, by the way. Same Bible. That's the answer. You can look it up. Same Bible. Both times.
What was underneath it, though?
The Chief Justice's hand, I guess.
Watch tell what.
All right, all right.
Silly bastard.
We've agitated Patty enough. Rocks, let's go.
It's a copy of the Watchtower.
I was only going to say, I'm trying to make sure because it's been a long time, but before I mention that part, I'll mention that there are parts of the Christianity religion that do believe in reincarnation. So to throw that argument is stupid. Just like every single religion out there in this entire universe believes in certain things. It's usually early Christianity, all that. So that's like an invalid argument to throw out in the first place. It's not the mainstream. I know that, but like to be like, oh, well, that's not whatever. There's parts of the Jewish, there's parts of Christian, there's parts of the atheist, there's parts of satanic. Like there's all kinds out there, and that's your welcome to America. That's your freedom. And as someone that has secured somebody's church, Obama's entire church, I think it was in Philly. That's what I was trying to make sure I looked up. And they were like, oh, yeah, he's been going here. I was like, cool. How long has President Obama been going here? And they're like, for the past, 6 years, I think. Cool. Well, 6 years at that time, because it's only, maybe 2014, 2015 when I did that. I was like, cool. So, but he's been in Congress that long and specifically promoting an image. So whenever you want to put any of that stuff out, they usually start doing that or working within those certain fields for an image. And how long was Barack Obama in, I don't know, the political arena before he was president even? And nothing could be traced back. That's all I wanted to say. And I don't know. Everything could be manipulated of whoever put their hand on what, but I don't know. Find those original reports because anything out there in the past 8 years probably is photoshopped or literally AI image to a way you cannot even tell the truth unless you have the technology to determine it. But yeah, all I know is I was
Good
really hot in
point.
that church at 3 a.m. That's all. I felt like it was hot. That's all.
Well, my question would be is why does it matter if they're a Christian or not? Anybody can call themselves a Christian and go to a
Exactly.
Christian church. That it doesn't
Exactly my point.
that doesn't matter.
Exactly my point.
Doesn't
You
make
gotta
them
be going there in false
a
light.
better person. Doesn't make them a better person. There are some pretty shitty fucking Christians out there, as well as there's pretty shitty atheists and Buddhists and you name it. There's shitty people out there. So I mean, I don't know why we're arguing about who is a Christian and who is not a Christian.
Exactly my point, Reno.
We got a shitty one in the room. That's why.
Well, he said he's
Oh,
an
that's
atheist.
just a
He
cheap
denounced.
shot, man. That's just a cheap shot.
I listen as much
Right.
shit as you got as much shit as you get guys give Patty. I will tell you from firsthand. I know that Patty, if any of you were in trouble, Patty would be the first one to give you the shirt off his back.
We know.
That's
Most
a
of us,
really nice thing to say, man. I really.
No, he won't. He'll. If you were on fire, he wouldn't even piss on you. Don't even give
Yes,
him that.
I
Get
would
the-
definitely. Well, I would piss on you, Rob.
What is wrong with this guy?
He pissed on me when I was.
No, no,
I was
he
on
wants me
fire.
to give.
when
He
peed
wants
on
me to give him sex. He'll pee on me. Is there something you want to tell everybody, Patty? I mean, do
No,
you
it's
just want to
just-
come
it's
out right
just
here,
getting
right
weird
now? Like, it's okay. You're in a safe space, bud. You're in a
He
safe
peed on me,
space.
and I
That's
just
right.
found out that it was like a fetish. So
I just. It's so bizarre. All right.
That big orange dildo mic is a giveaway.
Shit.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah, guys,
Is
make
it
sure that you're
red?
Thank you
donating
anyway,
to.
Rob. It was a
I
nice
thought.
thing to say.
Wait.
appreciate
I thought your big old microphone, Patty, was red, like MAGA red, right?
No, it's
Yeah,
Red
it is
Rocket, Red
actually
Rocket,
MAGA
Red
red.
Rocket.
Listen, make sure you guys are
Rocket
giving
Red,
to
yeah.
the
It's MAGA red.
GoFundMe that we have out for Patty's microphone. By the way,
Yes.
Oh
Patty's
yeah.
Yeah,
Please,
yeah.
I hope that's. I hope Joe was making a joke about that.
No,
because
yeah,
that's
he's
real.
making
I
it.
really
Patty,
hate to see
get
people
a
actually be like,
Shure, microphone.
no, I got a Yeti. I like the Yeti. I like the Yeti.
Oh, jeez, Louise. James, jump in there.
Well, Yeti might suck, but that's another story. Look, I got to address this idea, this concept, this statement that was made about the reincarnation conversation. Look, I'm one of the big guys that talks a lot about using precise English language, but the fact remains that most Americans don't. They use common phrases, common technical arguments in order for people to understand where they're coming from, right? So when a true Christian, any Christian, right? I'm not here to judge who's a true Christian, just saying as a statement that Donald Trump may be the second coming.
Before you continue, you have to exhaust
Whoa. Hang on, dude. Whoa. We don't do that here, Dan Lowe. We don't interrupt people. If you want to talk, you're more than willing. We're more than willing to let you talk. Raise your hand.
Yeah, so my point is,
If not, I'll smoke you off this stage, dude. Just a warning.
Sorry, James. Go ahead.
No, you're good. So my point is just to say, he's the second coming of King David, is to point to all the parallels between King David's life and the circumstances surrounding what's going on with Donald Trump. That's all they're trying to do. They're not trying to say like he was a Buddhist reincarnated from a fucking, cockroach into a grasshopper. That's not what they're trying to do. They're trying to make people understand the parallels between their lives, right? And for I think it was Buckster, I don't know, it's hard to tell on this app anymore, but that was making the point that his head turned at the precise instant millisecond to save his life. Like a lot of people are going to see the hand of God in that. I don't care who you are, and I don't care what God you believe in. When things like that happen, somebody of a greater power is what they're seeing there in that, not just a fluke accident. I get it. For an atheist, it's going to be impossible to say that a higher power was involved because it's the nature of atheism that there is not one. So it was just a fluke circumstance, right? But then you start going, okay, well, if that's a fluke, then you have to say that this is a fluke and this is a fluke and this is a fluke. And at some point, you completely destroy probability. Because probability of multiple actions that have to occur in order to get to a specific point, any mathematician will tell you, even if you start off with 1 in 1,000, by the time you get to the 5th one, you're looking more like 1 in a billion. Like that's how these things work from a math probability. So any way you stack it, it's easy for people of faith to say that the hand of God is on Donald Trump.
I think you directly talked about me, so I can respond. Like, the fact is that a man died. A man actually died with a family, with 3 kids, right, that day. So I'm supposed to believe that God guided a bullet away from Donald Trump and put it into a guy who, the poor bastard who died, lost his entire family, and his 3 kids lost a father. I just don't believe that kind of nonsense.
You blew the argument, Patty. Patty, I'm sorry, but you blew the argument because that was a different round. That was a guy who was starting to spray and pray after he missed Trump. So it was a different round. God doesn't save everybody.
Look, I'm just saying, if God decided to move a bullet away from Donald Trump, why wouldn't he move the bullets away from the other guy too? Like, you're saying that it's okay for this guy to die, but nobody else, and I just think that's crazy. That's crazy talk.
It's a misdirect. Come on. Nobody said the bullet got moved. Did you not listen to what I said? No, because you got confirmation bias.
No, I did listen to what you said, and what you were saying is that God decided not to let Donald Trump die. And I know, James R., like, I just want to say this real quick. Like, I've seen your content on the Mac Files with Chris McDonald in Tennessee. So I am familiar with your, what you had to say. And I get it. I get where you're coming from. But what I'm telling you right now is that I think that you guys have like a kind of a bizarre theology, and I think that anybody who thinks that God would move a bullet away from Donald Trump, but allow one
again,
to
that's
kill another innocent man who was just.
That's not what he said, Patty. He said that his head moved just in time that his life was saved. And some people would say or believe that was an act of God. He did not say it was. Let's get it straight.
So I need to go to some of the comments in the live stream chat. Yes, Carrie Ann Campbell, we are in a space right now. If you go to my page at the Rob 1772, you will see the space. It's probably the top post. Click on it and join us in the space. That's one. But go ahead. I'll have another one in a second.
All right. James, you want to finish up?
I just wanted to make the point that that's a perfect example of what's known as a straw man argument. Someone takes what you say, they change it, and then they make that your argument. That was never my argument. I never said anything about magic bullets. This isn't the JFK assassination, nothing like that. Yet you straw manned it to make it fit your theology, not mine.
All right. True MAGA, welcome back to the stage. Hello, True MAGA. Rocks, jump in there.
All right, I'll just jump in real quick. With what James is saying, he's absolutely right. The bullet wasn't moved by any act of God. That's not what James is saying at all. What he's saying is people have free will and they're able to do those actions. And that all plays with the Christianity belief of anything with your free will. And if you forget, the person that died jumped in front of his own family members to save them from that bullet themselves. So that was his free will to protect his family members from dying. You can't move objects. The free will is to move your own person and your own actions. And that man's action was to save his family. He sacrificed his life for them. And there was other people injured in the audience. But just like James said, they can't control the bullets. That own person that was shooting those bullets, that would be the act of free will. With all religions, is you have free will to do what you want. And those little actions of those acts of God that James is trying to explain to you is the acts that you create on your own, not necessarily on your own, but maybe some guidance, like your guardian angels, God telling you, hey, slightly turn your face. And even Trump himself said, I looked at that image on that screen that wasn't supposed to be there in that location. It was supposed to be somewhere else, right? But it happened to be placed there that day, and he looked at the exact time because it was even out of order. That would be the entire thing of the act of like all of these things coming together, but not the bullet themselves. That's another person's free will shooting those bullets willy-nilly, and his head turning at the exact same time would be what you would call some kind of like divine intervention of some sort. But you can't, nothing about changing the bullet's path and trajectory on somebody else's free will, if that makes any sense.
It makes perfect sense. So let's go to Danny Lowe. Go ahead, Danny.
So basically, you can't say because Trump wasn't exactly hit by the bullet that it was the will of God, and the other guy who was hit. So whose will was it for the other guy to get hit by the bullet? Like, are we actually saying that God saves Trump to kill someone else? So just kind of wrap this.
Okay, stop, Rock, stop. I'm going to say this one last time. That is not what James said. James said that because of those actions, the things that happened in those sequences, people could view that as an act of God. He did not say it was. I'm getting tired of this
I
rhetoric
understand.
of coming back, and you interrupt me
No,
one more
that's what
time.
I'm saying. I understand.
Then why are you saying it that way again? Move on. Buckster, jump in there.
So, you know, Patty, it's okay. I understand what happened to you now. I was just thinking about it. So you're Irish, right? You must have been actually Catholic, not Christian. So I'm sure Father Pat McGroin got to you, and that's why you don't believe anymore. But it's okay. We're gonna pray for you, brother, and we're gonna save your soul, whether you want to be saved or not. So we got you.
Well, I had to take issue. I
I
take
think
issue with that.
making fun of child molestation is probably not the best look for you, but you want to do that, that's fine. I was
No,
not
I'm
molested
just making
by
fun of
a
you, but
priest.
that's okay.
No, that's okay. I can take
Were
a
you
joke,
an
so
altar
it's no
boy,
big deal.
Patty?
Yes, I was an altar boy. Yes,
Let me make the
Everything
distinction.
makes
Let me
sense.
make.
I was not molested, and I actually take it personally. Like, why wasn't I molested? All the other kids got molested.
Let me make a
I mean, look at
distinction.
you.
There is to consider that Catholics are not Christian. That is a very dumb statement.
Okay, I'm obviously
Not
joking
you. I
around.
didn't say. I didn't say you, Patty.
Please. Oh, all right. Look, I'm just saying. Let's take it easy. I was kidding around. The bottom line is, like, you know, you talk about me having an axe to grind or whatever. I don't think it. We can have reasonable conversations about the Catholic Church, about what evangelical
I can't.
Protestantism is right now, without, like, accusing each other of nefarious bullshit. So let's try and do that if we can.
Hey, we just had an act of God last night. Okay, Rob spit out an evil black demon, and he's doing much better now. So I'm happy.
This asshole.
That's good. That's good. I like that.
All right, James, jump back in there.
It's interesting how, we're in Rob's show, and, Rob literally gets burned by holy water, and now we're having a theological discussion in his show. kind of wild. But, to make the point
I consider
again.
myself a Christian.
What's that?
I consider myself a Christian.
No, I know you consider yourself a Christian. That's all good. I'm just saying the last time we were together, that holy water didn't go down too well. But what my point was going to be was to kind of try to better define what Rox was talking about, right? God can't control whether or not a maniac starts spraying bullets, right? But sometimes if you look at that specific situation, which we know was different bullets, but even if we say it was the same bullet, two things happened that you could still say was an act of what God gave those men to choose, right? So Donald Trump's head turns at the precise second that that bullet would have destroyed his head. And at the same time, to Rox's point, right? The gentleman Compantore decides to protect his family with his own life, right? Like, so something gave him the knowledge that he had to do that, right? Like that this bullet may have taken out a 3-year-old, right, or whatever was behind him. We don't. Nobody's going to actually know. I didn't study it as to like what were the potential downstream targets of that, but it doesn't matter. The point is that something gave him that ability to stand up and know, I got to protect my family, and he did it at the precise second that it needed to be done. So there's no like trying to wiggle around whether or not God is there based on an event, only to say that people can actually easily say that's a hand of God moment, right? Because that's what that gentleman wanted to do is think about it. What was his job? His job was a fireman. He was willing to sacrifice his life for complete strangers every day that he went on the job. Every single day. That was his chosen profession, was to be a shield, was to put his life on the line for others. He got
and I think he was a wonderful for doing that, and I think that we should all, for his sacrifice. I totally understand what you're saying with that. I think that the whole situation was likely just chance and just an accident. That kid didn't know how to fire his gun, and we know that because he was a shitty shot in high school and was kicked out of the shooting club or whatever it was. So he didn't hit his target. The horrible tragedy of it is that he hit a guy who had a bunch of kids and a wife, and I can't even tell you how miserable that is going to make them. It's terrible. It's terrible. And I'm glad he didn't kill the president. Like, as much as I detest Donald Trump, I don't want him shot. That's insane. That's crazy stuff that lunatics and psychopaths want to do. So I'm not down with that in any respect. I'm glad he lived. I'm sad that poor guy died, but I don't think it says anything about him being the descendant or reincarnation of King David, and that's what the show is going to be about tomorrow.
All right.
We can tell you watch
Fantastic.
CNN.
No, that's fantastic. All right. Let's
So
go.
I have a question.
Excuse me?
So I want to, hey, Carrie Ann Campbell, I think we follow each other. If you just go to my profile, it's on my profile. It should be right there. It'll say space on it. The other thing is I want to give a shout out to Dave Gregson. He's listening in from Great Britain, and he's definitely putting some really killer comments in there. I appreciate it, brother. Thank you very much. We got somebody who's hanging out with us from the UK right now. He also did say that in the comments that in the UK they're having their phone calls recorded, and if they go 10 minutes or more by the internet or the phone providers, the information is given to the police in Great Britain. I feel sorry for all of our patriotic brothers and sisters that are in Great Britain right now. But David, I want to thank you for always coming in the show and supporting, man. I appreciate it.
Speaking of, Tommy Robinson was arrested again today in the UK.
Why is that not surprising? It's a shame.
It's like he's like the Enrique of the UK.
Yeah, he is, without a doubt. He can't go anywhere without getting arrested. I don't know. I think I hate to say this about my brother, but I think he likes being incarcerated. If they kept him in one place, I think he would find some solace and peace. I mean,
he's institutionalized.
Yeah, he's definitely institutionalized. But yeah, no, I love you, bro. I love you. Nobody deserves diesel therapy.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Chell. Who do we got next?
We got True MAGA.
Hey, thank you. Sorry, my phone was getting hot or something, kept dying. Thanks for everybody on here. Thanks for your service. I never said that. The Jesus, the Trump thing is just that at that point I was so sick of going after him. I don't care what the real story is. I was just glad that he won after that, and we're past that, so it's the least of our worries. Is what I wanted to say about that. The two guys that we're talking about, Christians, if they could answer this in their own way really quick. The Muslim lady I was talking to also told me a cool story. It was like a Christopher Columbus story, because I asked her, how did freaking Israel end up there in the first place, right? And she said, basically, they came over in a boat, and there's like a supermodel there now that has a great grandfather that this guy led him into their house, felt sorry for him. All of a sudden, he got us, this is just what she said. They got a sign on their door saying, you need to leave this land or something. And that's when the whole thing started. But before that sign got put on the door, they were all getting along. That was my point. I'm like, when did they ever get along? He said, everybody was getting along before that. And then they all split up. Now, if that story is bullshit, maybe you guys could just tell me. I'll stop there.
Not versed enough on the subject.
I don't know. Maybe you're talking about Job from the Old Testament, or I'm confused. Like, I'm not exactly sure what you mean.
Well, I mean, how do you think Israel got there?
The current state of Israel was enacted. It was built in 1948 by the United Nations. So
Yeah, it has something there. It was a aftermath of the Treaty of Versailles.
yeah, exactly it was. So yeah, I'm not sure. I'm only answering because you said the two guys who were talking about it, and but I'm not exactly sure what you mean by it. So I don't mean to be insulting or anything like that.
Yeah,
But
I mean, that's cool because I never even heard that story, and I wonder why we've never even heard that story, if it's true. I mean, this lady was just a nice lady. We were talking for a while. I think it was just like me and her on the space, because I opened up a space and she came in and we were talking. She was eating breakfast and she goes, I got to go. And she came back. She sounded totally just like a normal lady. So she was telling me this story. She looked up stuff and she said it was like they came over on a boat from wherever they got expelled from. You know, like when it was the days when Hitler expelled them is what I'm talking about, right? I guess. I mean, and then they came over on the boat and they kind of saved them over there. That was the story.
One of the over 100
yeah, so now I
countries that they've been
understand what you're
expelled
talking
from.
about now. So the political state of Israel, the country that we call Israel now, was created in 1948 in the aftermath of World War II. And it was created because, obviously, because of the Holocaust and because the Israeli people, the Jewish people, were, persecuted by the Nazis and all that stuff. And they needed a home country. And there's a lot to unpack about that, about whether you think that there should be a country that has a specific religion attached to it. You could make arguments for and against. It's awfully complicated, and that's why we have the situation we have with the Palestinians in Gaza and the West Bank today. So there's a lot you could make arguments on either side, and I'm not going to sit here and like bogart the show and whatnot. But you asked
Too
the question.
late.
That's the best answer I can give you.
Too late. No, it's all right.
I was just trying to answer the question. I'm sorry.
Who do we got next show?
I don't see any hands. Brad,
James.
you see any?
James, Mr.
Oh,
James.
Yeah, so I'll tell the story a little more coherently, and very true and accurate to what happened. So Patty's right. The Jews were expelled essentially from almost all of Europe, not just Germany. And it started because of the expansion of Germany. And so you had Jews by the millions go all over the world. And at the conclusion, the question came up from most of the countries that was literally, what do we do about the Jewish problem? Because if you think about it, right, they were the refugees in other countries. They were in America. They were in Canada. They were in other places around. So these people started all talking about what to do with them now, because they couldn't be easily repatriated back to Germany based on even the sentiments and the way that the war came to a conclusion with the East versus West Germany, all that kind of shit. So Patty's right. The nations of the world, NATO, right, started to form the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, and then the UN, United Nations, said, okay, let's see if we can get this done. Jordan, the country of Jordan, ceded the land that was historically where the Jews were from, right? Their lands. And so when Jordan ceded that land, that's how you ended up with what Patty referred to as the Palestinians, which, by the way, has never existed. There's never been a country, Palestine. They were kind of the nomad people from Jordan that wanted to go into that region and take advantage of the situation. So Jordan ceded that land for the formation of Israel, and that's how you ended up with it. So that's where you get the arguments of people that are trying to explain to other people that those are not Palestinians, they're fucking Jordanians that came into a country that their country had ceded that land to. So there you go. I hope that makes sense.
Well, didn't it, in the 1800s, wasn't that whole land Palestine, or am I wrong? Because I looked at a map and the whole thing is in Palestine.
No, Palestine never existed ever anywhere at any time in the history of the world of countries. Palestine had never existed.
It did actually, because the British called it mandatory Palestine. They called it Palestine. Not only that, but back in the 1st century, when Jesus was alive, the Romans called it Palestine. It's been called Palestine.
It was called Philistine then.
Philistines are not Palestinians. They're not the same.
That's absolutely not true. That's biblically illiterate nonsense. It was called Palestine. The Romans call it Palestine. Wow. They wrote it down. They have all the documents that the Romans have refer to Jerusalem as Palestine. That's just a fact. It's not arguable. It's just reality.
Well, it's absolutely arguable. There was never a country called Palestine. You can.
Are you telling me the Romans didn't call Jerusalem Palestine?
Yeah, it was their Jewish slave name.
That's what they called it.
I don't care if they called it fucking Jewishville. Okay. It's immaterial. The country didn't exist.
I'm just saying they called it Palestine, and it was called Palestine for a very long time, and it was called Palestine, and you can't possibly deny that. Like, I mean, that's ridiculous.
That's why I'm called true.
Wow.
It's like me saying I don't live in Massachusetts. I live in fucking whatever the hell I want to call it. No, it's Massachusetts, man. It's just what it is. That's what it is.
Fucking state. Massachusetts is still not a country.
No, it's not a state, by the way. It's a commonwealth. But in any event,
it's a communist.
Now I'm just busting balls.
Oh, this fucking guy. I get into fights with dudes all the time. It's a commonwealth. It's not a state. Shut the fuck up.
Obviously, I don't give a shit.
I know.
Kidding around. Come on. Who cares? But Palestine has existed for about 2,000 years.
No, it hasn't.
No, it hasn't.
Never.
It was the Jewish slave name calling them Palestinians. It was never a country.
I don't give a shit. Wow. I just want them to have fun.
Yeah. Just it's either kiss and make up or blow each other into fucking oblivion. I don't. Can give we just talk about
something exciting like cancer or like
the red wire?
The red wire.
Illnesses.
Fucking
just whatever. Like, can we talk about baseball? Let's talk about baseball.
No.
Your fucking Red Sox suck.
Oh shit! Here we go. Shit! Buck's gonna jump in here and be like, "What the fuck?"
Who are on fire right now? Okay, that's cool.
Go Cubs, go!
Hey,
but to be fair, Jesus was prophesying then to all nations, including Muslims, that everyone deserved.
Can we be easy on this now, please? Okay, now Patty, I have a question for you. Who were the 10 people that watched the New York Yankees?
So, wait a minute. I don't understand the question. 10 people watch the New York Yankees do what?
Yeah. It's the Boston Red Sox.
First of all, there are 9 players on the field, so I'm not sure you understand.
And a
what you're talking
coach,
about.
correct?
And well, he's called a manager. Again,
Well,
I'm
then,
not sure
whatever
you
the
know what
fuck
you're
you want to
talking
call it, it's supposed to be a joke, but you're a fucking idiot. You can't even do that. Move on.
I'm telling you, you know what? The most amusing thing that ever happened with the Red Sox and Yankees was the time that the Yankees had a 3-0 lead in the American League Championship Series in 2004 and managed to have the biggest choke in the history of sports when they lost 4 in a row and then the Red Sox won the World Series. So I've stopped giving a shit about the Yankees. Well, that was 21 years ago.
A joke
So
triggered this
you
guy.
guys can
I mean,
kiss
a
my
joke
skinny,
literally just triggered
hairy,
this guy. Can
white
we move
Irish
on now?
ass.
I mean, that'd be great.
All right. We're
Get
not
it
talking
triggered.
about
That's
fucking
funny.
baseball.
That's
Whoa,
funny.
whoa, whoa. We're not talking about fucking baseball. We're done with baseball. Fuck that bullshit.
I thought the most amusing thing between the Boston Red Sox and the Yankees was Billy Buckner. Like I just learned something new. I mean, guy just lets a
That was
ball
the
go.
Mets, you silly bastard. That was the Mets, not the Yankees. So yeah, you should stop talking about baseball because obviously you don't know anything about it. That was the Mets in 1986. You
He's
dumbass.
gonna get fucking shredded in about 5 seconds.
He actually said something about the fucking Yankees Bill Buckner. The Yankees were not playing that game.
Dude, you are the only
as I'm watching
one
as I'm watching the space count just go
Fucking dwindle.
They're like, what the
I mean,
fuck
the
is
idea
going
that
on?
It just
Yankees
never
were in the
fails every time he
1986
takes a
World
mic.
Series. It's
This is how
Everybody's
this
like-
case goes. He takes over. The Patriot Rob show's over. Critical Mass is over, and now it's Patty's show. Every
No,
time.
it's because you guys can't stop fucking with me. That's why.
No, because you come up and you ask to be fucked with.
No, if I say something and you guys cannot resist the urge to fuck with me,
All right.
it's not my fault.
We
it's
got
your fault.
listen. We got 10 more minutes till the live is over. The space is going to continue on for a little while longer, not too much longer. But let's get through these hands right now. I see Nathan and Janet. I don't know if there's any more than that. Shell, you tell me.
I don't think there's any more than that. Well, Panda just put her hand up, but let's go with Janet, new
Okay.
speaker.
Hi, Janet. Welcome.
Hi, Rob. Hi, guys. So, I've just been listening to this. It's been really interesting, except for one person. And doesn't he have a show tonight or whatever? I mean,
I'm
you'd think
sorry.
he'd save his breath for that because he makes no sense at all. And I think he's just trying to piss everybody off, but it's really kind of comical because he's really making a fool of himself. But otherwise, it's been a good show. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Janet. I appreciate that. Who's next, Shell?
I don't see Nathan's hand, so let's go to Rocks.
Oh man, my mouth is full. I was just gonna say, welcome, Patty. To
What
the
is your mouth
Thunderdome.
full of?
A sandwich, okay? Okay, look, there's some
Hell
crunch in
yeah.
that shit. Look,
Is it
not what I wish it was full with. That's all. We're gonna stay there.
All right, she said it herself. There you go.
Anyway, yeah, there you go. I know how to play with the boys. But welcome, Patty, to the Thunderdome. And if there's something to fuck with you about, we're gonna fuck with you harder, and that's how it goes because like that's the entertainment of, and that's how we get the precious snowflakes out of the system. So play along, play back, or yeah, I don't know, get the fuck out of the kitchen because it's hot.
Oh, I won't get the fuck out of the kitchen, and every single one of you is
Oh,
gonna.
this dude!
about
Listen,
me
I
because
know
that's
something
just the way it
about Patty that nobody knows, and I'm going to out him right now. Patty is 100% into BDSM.
Yes.
100%. I have never seen anybody willingly take the abuse other than somebody who was in that lifestyle, and Patty is definitely in that lifestyle.
He fucking thrives on it.
He thrives on it. I would not be surprised if his wife pegs him.
Oh Jesus Christ!
I would
You
not
got a
be
strap
fucking
on? Is that what you're
surprised.
saying?
Hey, I'm gonna tell Marie you said that, and she's gonna punch your ass out.
Yo, give me her number. I can give her some suggestions.
Okay, wait a minute. Why would you tell her that he said that and let her defend herself? The fuck kind of man are you?
So I'm obviously not.
He's a new.
Tell her
He's
that.
a
He's
new.
gonna
He's a
handle
new style
you.
man.
Christ.
Ooh.
It's a joke. I
I
would
know.
never tell her.
And she's
It's
busting your
just
balls, dude. All right. So listen, we got 4 minutes I gotta shut the live down. We're gonna keep the space going. You guys hang out. Everybody that's in the live, we got we got 1,150 people watching right now. Thank you guys very much. I truly appreciate it. Reno, thank you for hanging, bro. It was definitely a pleasure to have you here, dude.
Yeah, brother, absolutely.
So I want to remind everybody again. So everybody that's watching, we have a space going. If you're bored or you want to continue this conversation or you want to continue abusing Patty, come on over to the space, because that's fun.
No, Patty's got to go.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah. I threw the gauntlet
I
down.
got to grill some shit.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's get James in there. Let's get James in there real quick. He's got a hand up.
Okay, go ahead, James.
Yeah, let's close out on a good subject instead of beat the shit out of Patty, and close out with Governor Greg Abbott has literally dispatched the Texas Rangers to find the AWOL Democrats. It's getting interesting because I don't know if he's actually going to have them arrest him on administrative warrants, but he might. It looks like he might. Why else would he dispatch the Texas Rangers? It's going to get fucking fiery in Texas.
Well, you know, this is a time when this is an appropriate statement. I miss my boy Aaron. I would really like to get his take on this.
Greg Abbott standing on business.
No, Aaron might actually argue with you on that one. He's not a big fan of Greg Abbott.
I know. It was more of a standing. It was more of a standing joke than anything.
No, I know. All right, guys, we're gonna shut the live
I just
down.
wanted to say good night to you guys. Thanks, Rob and Shell and everybody else. I'm out, but
Love
thank you for hanging out and busting my balls. I appreciate it. I can take the beating, and you're all decent folks.
I know you can take the beating.
Love you, bro. Take care.
Yeah, bro. Thank you for coming in and hanging out and upending the fucking space. The fucking asshole. All right, guys. Thank you very much for watching Critical Mass with Patriot Rob. There is a space going. Go to my X page. Come on into the space. Hang out for a little while longer. We're going to keep the conversation going just for a little while. Remember, if you want to support the studio, 1776.shop. All of the products are made here in America. The shirts are the most top quality shirts. They're fucking awesome, actually. And it just helps keep the studio going, keeps the lights on in the studio. And you know, this is a killer project that Enrique is doing, and it gives a voice to people that would normally not have a voice like mine on you know, regular media. And you know, supporting us that way again helps the studio, keeps us going. If you like the content, go and support. With that, I want to say good night, everybody. I'll see you on Wednesday.